Hi YouTube, and this is JTrain997, and today we're going to be having a look at the Marvel Universe Dark Avengers 2-pack. Now, I just found mine in stores today. Knew it was coming out, didn't know it had already started hitting stores. And of course, in this 2-pack, you get Dark Wolverine and Dark Spider-Man. And obviously, this is the line finally moving on from the 2-pack line in general being specifically Secret Wars. Every character had to come from Secret Wars, and each one came with a reprint of the book. That was an okay gimmick for a while, but I really think what they've done here, moving on to more modern 2-packs as well as some classic ones, is really going to be a better strategy for the line in general. Of course, this pack comes with a reprint of Dark Avengers #1. Of course, you can see Dark Spider-Man here in packaging, who's actually Matt Gargan, the original Scorpion and the current Venom symbiote host. Over here you have Dark Wolverine, who is really Wolverine's son. I think his name is Dagon. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't read all that much with him in it. But of course you get some very nice box art down here, and I guess now the 2-packs are called the Greatest Battles Pack. Of course, onto the back of the packaging, you can see what the comic would normally look like. And over here, you have a picture of Phoenix and Cyclops. I didn't find any of those in stores, but to be honest, not all that interested in that pack. The little read-up down here says, deep beneath Thunderbolt's mountain, the monstrous Venom is changed into a virtual copy of the hero Spider-Man by the evil genius of Norman Osborn. Elsewhere, the rage-filled son of Wolverine is recruited to replace his father. Both men become members of Osborn's Dark Avengers, a group of criminals masquerading as the heroes whose names they've stolen. So, this pack looks awesome. Let's pull these bad boys out. And first, we're going to be having a look at Dark Spider-Man. I've got him in a very nice pose here. On a side note, there were 3 of these on the peg when I found mine. Make sure you look yours over careful, because out of 3 that were on the shelf, 2 of those had a very messed up spider on his chest. This one seems to be just fine though. Now, there's no accessories for either of these figures, but they really did a phenomenal job on the paint. The closer you get, you can really tell there's a lot of purple in there to highlight his suit. And it really just makes him a great figure. A great looking figure. You know, they previously released Black Suit Spider-Man in the Marvel Universe line, and while I personally don't have him, or I do a comparison, I've seen him out of packaging, and it's a very night and day look. So, as far as articulation, he does a full 360 at the head, as well as up and down. Arms go out, do a full 360. Spin at the bicep, although a tiny bit stiff. Spin at the elbow, and spin at the wrist. Abdomen goes forward, back, does a full 360. Of course, he spins at the waist as well, I think. Oh, no, looks like he doesn't spin at the waist. Legs go out, forward, back, double joint at the knee, and have an ankle joint. So a very nice range of articulation. As you've already seen, he can be put into some very nice poses. So, once again, this is Matt Gargan. He was originally the Scorpion, and then eventually the Venom symbiote found his way to bonding with him. So, let's get him posed really quick. But that being said, let's move on to Dark Wolverine. And here we have Dark Wolverine, or Dakin, out of packaging. A very nice looking figure here. Of course, you can see the way his claws come out. He's got the 2 on the front and 1 right under his wrist. Somebody explained something to me, though, and by the time somebody does, I'll post a little caption up here. This appears to be a tattoo over here on his arm. I'm assuming that being Wolverine's son, he has a healing factor. How does he keep a tattoo with a healing factor? Just, if they've given a reason for that, I'd like to know. But once again, no accessories. Although, to be fair, well, I suppose they could have thrown in like some webbing or just one of the old Spider-Man accessories for Dark Wolverine. I don't really see what they could have given him. He has a very interesting abdomen joint, though. As you can see, you can push it a little too far back. You can see his inner workings, although it doesn't hinder his articulation at all. Of course, he goes forward, back, full 360. His head, he goes up, spins. His arms go out, do a full 360. Of course, spin at the bicep, bend at the wrist. Bend at the elbow and spin at the wrist. Same for both arms. Legs go out, forward, back. Double joint at the knee and have an ankle joint. So once again, a great level of articulation. Seems like an interesting character. It's just he hasn't shown up in any of the books I read right now. This is the man who killed the Punisher and brought about Frankencastle. So overall, this is also the first Dakin figure we've ever gotten. So a very nice looking figure. I know they released a Wolverine in a suit somewhat like this before. Once again, I don't have him, so I can't do a comparison, although it seems like this is a pretty original looking figure. That being said, let's go into a final thoughts on the entire pack. So here we have Spider-Man and Wolverine from the Dark Avengers 2-pack. And these are both really solid figures. I love the paint job on Dark Spider-Man, a fantastic level of articulation. Dark Wolverine's a solid figure as well. I'm really digging him. On the side note, once again, complete lack of accessories in this packaging. And I already talked about, maybe they could have thrown in some webbing for Spider-Man, Dark Spider-Man, or something. Just something to give us. And what I'm really feeling the loss on the most is the bases. I figure when they moved on from Secret Wars, they would start including the bases, or at least, even though I don't want it, they would throw in a read-up, just to let us know they were having a little bit of initiative as to put something with the figures. Besides the comics, speaking of Dark Avengers #1 reprint, just them fighting the X-Men, it's a solid read. It's a self-contained story as well, so that's great. Overall, though, these are running you about $14 at your local Target, Walmart, what have you. Probably around $20 online at the time I'm making this video because they are going to be fairly new. I actually highly recommend both of these figures. They're great. They bring us a step closer to having the Dark Avengers complete, which we're getting a Dark Hawkeye on card in the next wave, I believe. So that being said, once again, a solid pickup in my book, and this is JTrain997 saying I'll see you soon, YouTube.